All right, good evening, guys. So this is 4:33 p.m., 5th of January, Friday, 2024, and yeah, here I am. So I'm still like, this is actually, I just tried to record the video, and some call came, and I had to switch to that call, and the video actually got like. It stopped recording. So the deal with me with these videos is a complete straight recording. I don't want to do shit with it, no editing, nothing, so just posting directly. So yeah, I am remaking this video a second time, which is pretty annoying, but I didn't exactly say much on that, so just have to repeat a bit, I guess. So yeah, so I'm still a bit sick, still in recovery. Like my cold actually got a bit worse today afternoon around 1 p.m. and I just had the headache and sore throat and blocked nose and runny nose and stuff, and around afternoon I started to get a bit of fever and stuff as well. It was starting to heat up my ears and everything, and just a while back, now it's 4:30, so around 3:40 somewhere p.m. I took a bit of a power nap, just slept for like 15 minutes or something, and I felt better after I woke up. My fever seems to have gone down, the oncoming fever. It wasn't like a full-blown fever, but I felt it coming. My head was heating up and stuff, but now I'm a bit better. But hopefully by tomorrow it recovers. Honestly, today I missed my run as well. I wanted to run today. Today was my run day. Alternate days I run and rock and stuff. So today was my run day, but unfortunately early morning when I woke up, it was like my nose was completely blocked and stuff. So yeah, I wasn't exactly in a state to run. I could have pushed it, but I didn't want to push it. So plus it's cold and everyone is kind of like going through the same like winter cold stuff. My dad is also a bit under the weather and stuff, so a lot of my family is even my friends are, one of my friends is also under the weather. So like this is just around this weather time, everyone is kind of getting under the weather and sick, a bit cold and stuff, nothing serious, but yeah, so not feeling the best, but here I am getting it in. And like the main goal of this video series, this vlogs and stuff, is like I started this mostly to practice my speech confidence practice. So I wanted to practice my speech, like just me being able to talk well on the fly and be able to be articulate myself, and at the very least express myself well, even though like obviously in my information base, depending on the topic I'm talking about, it would be very subpar and sometimes completely ignorant. But at the very least, I want to have the capacity to express what I know and my opinions are on whatever given topic very fluently, clearly, and articulate my thoughts very well. So that's been my goal since starting this whole series, this daily vlog series that I'm that I'm doing. So like every one of these days, like most of the days probably, because life is usually just unless some crazy shit happens, which I really hope not, but usually most of these days I'll probably pick a topic and just run with it and practice me like expressing my thoughts and articulating what I have about the topic. So that way I feel like just me being able to do that, and if I keep practicing it, and in this series anyways, I'll probably keep it going for the rest of my YouTube channel's story and stuff. So as long as YouTube exists, as long as I exist, I'll keep doing this. So this whole rant off the pill, like that Ran Higa, I don't know if you guys know that he was a very famous YouTuber back in the day. He still has like 20 million subscribers, but like he's isn't active anymore if I'm not wrong. So so basically ranting on the fly. At least in my case, I want to do that. I don't know if he did that with the off the pill thing he was doing. So like, yeah, off the fly, on the fly and stuff. Like basically, like, what was that? I forgot the right term. So anyways, so like on the moment, like just expressing my thoughts clearly, right? So today I haven't watched. I actually wanted to speak about the David Goggins and Andrew Huberman podcast, but since today I haven't watched it yet, so I'll probably talk about hydration today. So what about hydration? I have been measuring and keeping track of my hydration for a while now. So like since last year, but it's not like very accurate. I haven't been very consistent, I'll be honest. And many days I'll miss, but most days at the very least, so out of 10 days, at least 4 out of 10 days, I try to keep it accurate. I like on the Samsung Health app, this is a Samsung phone and my smartwatch is Samsung as well, Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 LTE version. So I've been using it for more than a year now. So like I've been trying to keep track of my water intake on that app. So like my initial goal was 1500 ml, which is quite less honestly. I am 5'8" and I weigh 68 kg, around 68 kg right now. So like, you know what, let's just measure it. Let's just measure my weight. Yeah. So yeah, it's 70 something, but wear this jacket I'm wearing is kind of heavy, and so like, and I just had a meal. So my usual morning weight right after I get up in empty stomach is usually around 68.7, something like that. So that's around my weight. So like according to my actually base intake, according to like, you know, most of the sports experts and stuff which you see on YouTube, my requirement is around 3 point I think not 3 point 3 point no it wasn't 3, 2.5, somewhere like that, my base requirement, right, for water intake. And like I tried measuring my weight as well, pre and post run, complete naked, before run and then after running, like measuring, and I lose about 1.5 liter in sweat weight. So like my runs are usually an hour to hour and a half, 10 kilometer average. So around that amount of runs I'm due, and I have measured it multiple times, and it's usually around 1.5 liter, 1.5 kg difference. So according to the sports, the way to have your water intake, hydration for sports activities is you drink back at least 120% of the amount you lose, right? So in my case, it is, if 1.5 liter, then 120% would be somewhere around 1.8 liters. So that on top of my base requirement and stuff, it actually becomes a lot. It's like 4 liter or something like that, crazy, which is, I think, pretty crazy. Like I can probably drink that much, but I'll probably be like floating in water by then, my stomach. Sorry about that. So like a safer estimate in my case would be like, I feel pretty hydrated just at 1.5 liter per day. Honestly, 1 liter I feel pretty hydrated because my meals are usually, I've cut down all the snacks and stuff, so my meals are very organic, like eggs, rice, some bananas, some fruits and stuff. So like most of them contain water. So, and my veggies I take are like boiled veggies and stuff. So like I do get enough water just from my meals alone. And usually the meals I have is like eggs, rice with the veggies, and there will usually be some soup and stuff. Also I do have at least a glass of milk every day, then the protein stuff, and then the electrolyte drink, then water. So like my water intake is already pretty okay, just like leaving aside the plain water consumption, other stuff like the milk and stuff, and then just the food and everything, fruits especially. So like 1 liter is usually enough for me. I don't like, yeah, 1.5 liter if I drink, I feel I'm already feeling a bit like full. Like I don't have to feel the thirst at all throughout the day if I drink 1.5 liter. I've observed that, and if I push it to 2 liter or 2.5, I already feel slightly bloated. Not bloated, but like, you get my point. So I don't get hungry when I usually would. So like it's already like at my kind of limit. I can feel it. So like going above 2.5, like 3 liter, it's crazy, man. Like I tried that once, 3 liter, but yeah, it's too much. I have to force myself for 3 liters. So like from everything I measured, I settled on 2.5 liter, and 2.5 liter is actually a good number to hit for me. Like I don't feel completely bloated with 2.5 liter, and I feel like it gives me the room for me to, do my cardio and stuff. So often now, usually when I have free time, or especially if I have to watch YouTube or something like that, podcast and stuff, I will usually walk around even in my room or wherever I'm doing something. Like if I have the opportunity to walk around, I'll walk around. So some days I even like walk around my room for like 4 to 5 hours, just like that, right? When I have time and I'm watching something. And I usually do that. So like I do a lot of cardio throughout the day. I learned that from my weight loss. Like the first few months I started my fitness journey, it was way back before I started working out and stuff. I was just wanted to lose just weight. I had done like 6 to 7 hours every day walking around my room at night before I go to bed, an hour or two after dinner. So I used to walk like the whole day whenever possible, So even in my house, or even when I'm outside getting some work done, and I'm just walking around wherever I was. So I don't feel weird while just walking around while doing something else. So like now, even now I do that quite often when I get the chance, even though right now I'm not that desperate to lose weight. My weight is pretty okay now, but I just want to lose weight while building a bit of muscle as well, slowly, like, replacing my fats and stuff with muscle. So that's what I'm doing. So like I'm not that desperate, but like I still do that. So like my hydration, that's why I settled on 2.5, because 2.5 gives me at least it gives me, I don't know how accurate it is scientifically speaking, with the amount of workouts I do. So like morning, around an hour of workout, hour to hour and a half of cardio, running, usually like easy pace running, so 10 to 15 kilometers somewhere. And then evening like for half an hour I'll do like push-up session, like 300 push-up session, or pull-up session, which is like 2 to 3 pull-ups with 40-second breaks, and with push-ups like 8 push-ups. Right now current set, it's like 8 push-ups with 40-second break, and then like 40 sets of push-ups, 35 sets of pull-ups. So that's how I'm doing it. So my evening sessions are alternate days with push-up and pull-up. So with all that, it's like 1.5 hour, approx 2 hours of like physical activity in a day. And on top of that, all the small walks are throughout the day, which I don't count. So like, yeah. So when I drink 2.5 liter of water, I feel like it gives me way more than I need, but it's not overkill where it's bloating me. So it's just my like maximum limit for water intake, I feel like. So because I've done that, and 2.5 liters seems to be kind of my limit. If I go above it to 3 liters something, it starts to really feel bloaty and stuff, and I feel like a force. So 2.5 liter is enough. Even on days where I run half marathons, like 21 kilometer or 25 kilometer, 2.5 liter is still makes me feel slightly full, slightly beyond full, So like it hits that like my maximum intake capacity is something like that. So it's my full tank. So yeah, so I've done that 2.5 liter, and I'm still trying to get to it. So like most days I do like 2 liter. 2.5 liter is kind of hard to hit. Also, like just recording it throughout the day, it's kind of like I often forget. Like I drink some glass of water, I hang out with a friend or whatever, grab some snack somewhere, something like that. Here and there I'll take a few drinks, and then most times I forget to input it into my phone app, and that's why it's actually a bit hard with this. If it had like just some kind of way to track it where I can just keep it on my watch, and then when I drink water it automatically detects it and just puts it, that would be awesome. But yeah, that technology isn't here yet. So I'm barely make 2, but my goal is always kept at 2.5. So I'm still doing that. And I'll update you guys in future as well. But yeah, for you guys as well, this is just my experience, and I don't know how if it will be any helpful to you guys, but try to have like water, sufficient amount of water. Like there are many, I guess the biggest reason that I can give anyone to drink enough water is, first thing, it will keep you much more active. That's something I have experienced myself. Like when I have less water, I just feel a bit more lethargic throughout the day also. And also like my lips get dry and stuff, my throat, that's like very common stuff. But like yeah, it does affect you, and in the long term it affects you more. But just immediate effects are those that I've felt myself as well. And I used to be someone who didn't drink too much water, and I had those issues a lot. So drink water. Also, another more extreme reason why you should drink sufficient water is kidney stones. And kidney stones, according to people, according to the the science and the internet, is the worst pain a human being can feel, like kidney stones, supposedly. I have no idea. I never want to feel it, so I never want to add my first-hand experience on this stuff, but that's what I heard, and you guys better be careful. So drink enough water. Check out like the daily requirement. The daily requirement is at least 2 liters for everyone. It's like just a general average. If you want to get very specific, you can check your body weight and measure it. I think there's a specific calculator for that. But 2 liter at the very least, probably get it in. 1.5 liter minimum, like minimum. If you have like if you have diet like me, which is very well organized, and you usually don't have too much dry food, and you have more like whole food and stuff, like non-processed food. If your diet is usually non-processed food and healthy, then 1.5 liters is probably enough. But if your diet is not that well regulated, a safe bet, like honestly, even for people with good regulated health diet and stuff, 2.2 liter, keep it like a safe zone, 2 liter every day, right? At least have that, and try to drink it, like split it throughout the day. Don't try to gulp it down in one go. It will give you lots of bloating issues. I've done that. I got lazy and I'm like, oh, let's just drink it together in one go so I don't have to keep reminding myself. But that is definitely not the way to go, because it just bloats you for a few hours if you do that. So that's not a good idea. So try to drink it, like the best way is, if you want to get serious about it, set alarms every 2 hours or every 1.5 hours. I don't know if there's an app for that on Apple Watch. It's probably there, but on Samsung Watch there is an option that reminds you to drink. Like you can set the reminder to go off every 1 hour, 2 hour, anytime you set. And I set mine on 1.5 hour every. So every 1.5 hour it goes up, and I try to get a glass in. And a glass is like 250 ml, usually around that. So that's how I do it. So try it for you guys as well. Keep 2 liter a minimum water intake. And if you're working out and stuff, make it 2.5. or even more, depending on how much you feel. Also, listen to your body. I feel like the whole thing about these experts and stuff, what they say on the internet, is great. If you have access to experts and if you can afford going that extra mile to measure it very accurately, if you're a professional, of course, you probably have the means and resources to do that. You should do that if you're a professional. But like if you're someone like me who's just like casual, you know, who's just an average dude with not much resources in hand, and you aren't like a professional anyway, so what you can do is like, you know, keep that 2 liter minimum, and then like get those calculators and probably see, like try to go as much as you can. Probably start with 3 liter per day and see, like, do you feel truly too bloated with 3 liter? If you feel too bloated, the next day try to lower it a bit and see. So that's how you can go back and forth. But minimum is probably keep at least 2 liter if you're working out and stuff, especially if you're doing cardio and a lot, if you sweat a lot. So minimum 2 liter. But if the higher you can go, you know. In my case, 2.5 liter is kind of my limit. If I go beyond that, I start to feel bloated. So yeah, and on the hydration stuff, get electrolytes. A glass of electrolyte per day is good. I noticed, like with electrolytes, I don't know if it's the particular electrolyte I take, but if I take more than 2 tablets per day, I start to, I don't know, I feel like it fucks up my sleep for some reason. Like it doesn't like give me insomnia or something, but it's just at morning, I wake up a bit earlier than usual. I don't know, it's a weird thing. Maybe there's something wrong with electrolytes I take or whatever, or there's some issue with my body imbalance or something like that. But for some fucked up reason, if I take too many electrolytes in a day, usually like if I take 3 or above glasses of electrolyte per day, so like more than basically 750 ml of electrolyte and above, I feel like it kind of messes with my sleep a bit. So even on days I run half marathons, I usually only drink like 500 ml of electrolyte. So like, you know, electrolytes, most of these electrolytes come in the powder ones or the tablet ones. They will come like 1 tablet in 1 glass, or if it comes in powder, they'll give you a dose with the spoon, usually a scoop for a glass of water. So like measuring those, like if I take 3 scoops or 3 tablets, I get some issues with my sleep. So with electrolytes, what I do, like if you guys are serious about hydration, you should look into electrolytes as well, especially if you're going on cardio and working out. With my experience, a glass of electrolyte early morning, the moment you get up, is great. Like, and according to Andrew Huberman as well, who's a very trusted source, I believe he's a very trustable source, reliable source on this recommendation. And he's famous for that recommendation as well of an electrolyte early in the morning. And I tried it as well, and it works great with everything I do. Early morning I get up and I usually like, right now I'm missing out a bit on my early morning schedule because of the cold and all this stuff and the holidays and shit. But my ideal schedule is basically waking up early and then getting some of my studying done and then go for runs. So by 3:30 I wake up and then like I'll study a bit or do whatever I want to do, usually some studying or anything, reading and stuff, and then around 5:30 I go out for a run, right? So like early morning when I get up, I immediately take a glass of electrolyte. So right now, like because of the holidays and stuff, I'm not doing the early morning studying thing, but early morning I get up around 4:30, 4:45 somewhere, and then I take that glass of electrolyte immediately after. So like, yeah, it's been working great for me. And I also like electrolytes, like get a safe one, get a good one, you know, don't go cheap on it. Get a reliable electrolyte. For you guys who are outside, probably in the US or whatever Western countries, I think most of you have access to LMNT. That's the one that is sponsoring Andrew Berman and all these people. So I believe they are reliable ones, or else I don't think Andrew Huberman and all those people, and Stephen Bartlett. I think he was also doing. So all of this like very good podcasters are being sponsored by that. Like they are, yeah, in that sponsors and stuff. So these guys probably won't. I'd like to believe they they won't just promote products that are unreliable. So at least they shouldn't be that bad. So like go with LMNT. It seems to be a very reliable one. Here in my place, here in India, in Arunachal, like I don't have access to LMNT. It doesn't even ship here. It does ship here, but it's too expensive. Like it's not worth it at all. So I just go with like the current electrolyte I'm going with is this one. So this one, Electrolytes, Wellcore. So Wellcore Electrolytes, obviously this is no sponsor. I'm too small for these guys to get in touch with me. Anyway, so Wellcore Electrolytes, this is what I drink early morning. And the other one is like then Fasten Up, which is very popular for Indians. You guys probably are aware of Fasten Up. So like I usually, what I do, my electrolyte cycle per day is basically early morning I get up, I drink a glass of water, just plain water, and then like usually like glass of water, like half a glass of plain water, yeah, somewhere around that, and then I mix the electrolyte, and then another like around a glass of electrolyte. So like half a glass, around 100 ml of plain water, just to like I guess get my kickstart my system, clean, just normal water, and then electrolyte, 250 ml, a glass of electrolyte. So that's what I do early morning. And then after that, like if I feel more thirsty, I'll drink normal water and stuff. And then after my run from 5:30 to 7, somewhere around that, after my run or my walk, whatever that day's workout, I'll usually drink another glass of electrolyte, and that is Fasten Up. Fasten Up has a very huge choice of flavors, which is great. So I just go with either anyone I have in my stock, and then I just get one tablet of Fasten Up electrolyte. So like one electrolyte glass in the morning right after I get up, and then one after my workout. So that's my usual daily electrolyte intake. So that has worked out great for me. So I don't know how, like you guys can try out your setup as well, but my recommendation is minimum 2 liters of water, and 2 liters of water per day, and at least a glass of electrolyte probably early in the morning. And this one is not my recommendation, it's like Henry Everman's recommendation, who is obviously way more knowledgeable and stuff. He's an expert in his field and stuff. So yeah, so try it out, see how it works for you. You do your research, obviously. Like don't go with someone like me who is like a random guy in the internet, and I don't have any qualifications whatsoever in this field. So just my experience as someone who is consistently working out now for more than a year now, 1.5 years, close to 2 years now. And yeah, that's it. So that's hydration. I think I ranted a lot. Yep, this video has become quite long. Anyways, yeah, I didn't do part of my New Year resolution, which was keeping a stopwatch behind me, behind the camera when I'm making this video. Anyways, that's it for today. At least I did the weigh-in. So tomorrow, hopefully, I'll do it. So anyways, I'll see you guys later with the Japanese lesson. I'll probably do it right after this, or maybe a bit later. But yeah, I'll be doing it next. So, all right. Keep yourselves hydrated, and I'll catch you tomorrow. All right.